Dear students, see last time we completed exercise numerical number of lesson number 5. Now today we'll discuss some of the MCQ. Okay, that will be useful to you in the examination. Now let us say the first MCQ is like this. You see the vehicle is moving on a circular path or a level circular path of radius 150 meter. See the coefficient of friction is given as 0.6. G value is 10 meter per second square. See, we have to calculate with what maximum speed it can drive safely. Now see, we discuss in the theory part that Vmax is the maximum level speed on a level circular track is mu s into Rg. Mu s is 0.6, R is 150 meter, G is 10. Now see, if I solve, we'll get value as 30 meter per second. Okay. Now see the next MCQ. See the two objects. Pass over each other on a light inextensible. Now is a pulley. Mass is m1 and m2. Okay. Now see the resultant acceleration of the system. Is given as g by 8. See, we have to calculate mass m1 upon m2. Okay, now in the theory part we derive the equation A is equal to g m1 minus m2 upon. Okay, we assume that m1 is larger than m2. Okay, now see here A is given as g by 8. Okay, so now we can solve 1 by 8 okay. Now we can take componendo, dividendo, or we can simplify 8 into by cross multiplication. So what we see, 8m1 minus 8m2. Okay, now if I simplify 8m1 minus m1, 8m2 plus m, that is 7m1. m1 upon m2 is 9 by 7. Okay, so this is equation is important, so we have to remember well, so we can solve the MCQ. Now see the next MCQ. Okay. See, two identical cars move toward each other with the initial speed of u and 4u. Okay. Now see what will be the ratio of the stopping distance. A ratio of the stopping distance. Now we know the stopping distance d is v0 square upon 2a. Okay, so d is proportional to v0 square. So we can say d1 upon d2 is v01 square upon v02 square. Here it is given u and 4u. Okay, so we can see the stopping distance. Ratio of the stopping distance is 1 upon 60. Now see our next question. See a marble block of 2 kg lying on a horizontal surface. Let us say like this. Okay, given a velocity of 6 meter per second. Okay, now let us say it moving with the velocity. It stops in, now see the surface with the friction. Okay, so what will be the coefficient of friction? What will be the coefficient of friction? Now see, the because of friction it will stop, so this will be our V0 and this will be the final velocity. Okay, now we know the equation V is equal to V0 plus AT. V0 is 6, A we have to find out, time is given as 10 seconds. Okay, time is given as 10 seconds, so A will be minus 6 by 10. Okay, now A is equal to mu s into n. See, F बराबर m a, F बराबर mu s into n, mu s into mg. Okay, so if I compare this, ma is mu s into mg. Okay, now A is minus 6 by 10. Okay, A is minus 6 by 10. Okay, now mu s we have to calculate. G is, we can take 10. Okay, you can take 9.8 also. So mu s is, for convenience we have taken as 10. Okay, here it is okay if I do not take the negative sign. Okay, so the mu s turns out to be 0.06 for the given condition. See, the block of mass 2 kg is moving with the initial velocity of 6 meter per second. See, due to friction stop in 10 seconds. Okay, see, we have to calculate the coefficient of friction between the block and the surface. So what we have done, see, we have calculated the retardation. Okay, V is equal to V0 plus AT. So by using this, we have obtained the value of retardation. Now see, F is equal to ma, that is our equation. Okay, now this should be equal to the Fs max is mu s into n, n is equal to mg. So if I compare these two forces, so we will get value of the coefficient of friction is 0.06. Okay, now see our next question. See, a block is lying on the surface, coefficient of friction is, sorry, angle of inclination, okay, angle is 30 degree. Okay, see, the coefficient of friction is 0.8, that is given. Okay, mass we have to find out, and the frictional force is given as 10 Newton. Okay, what will be the mass of the block? Okay, now we have discussed earlier, see, the frictional force prevents impending motion. See, the block weight is mg. Okay, theta is the angle. Okay, that is given 30. Now this will be same, this will be mg cos theta, mg sin theta. Now frictional force is F is equal to mu s into n. Okay, now what is n here? Is a normal force. Normal force is mg cos theta. Okay. Now here Fs max value is given directly. Okay, directly Fs max is given. Okay, okay, so now the friction force prevents impending motion, so we can say, see, the frictional force opposes impending motion. Okay, so in that case the mg sin theta, okay, will be Fs max. Okay, which is given as 10. Mass we have to find out. G value is 10. Sine 30 is 10 Newton. Okay. Now sine 30 is 1 by 2. So mass of the block will be 2. Okay. So here by simple calculation we can solve this. Now see our next question. See, sometimes the graph is given, here it is x versus x is a distance versus time graph. Okay, now mass of the block is 2 kg. Okay, mass of the block is 2 kg. Now see, the values are given like this. Okay, what is the change in momentum? Now see, graph we can divide into this. These are symmetric triangles. We can see. So first we take slope of OA. That will give value as V1. So V1 is x2 minus x1, t2 minus t1. Okay, now see here the x versus t graph is going upward, so the velocity will be positive. Now slope of AB. Now see here AB line is going downward, so the velocity will be negative. So slope of V2. Okay, so 0 minus 6, 4 minus 2. Okay, now see the change in momentum. Delta P is m into V1 minus V2. Okay, mass is given as 2 kg. Velocity is 3. V1 taken as positive, minus 3. 12 kg meter per second or 12 Newton second. So this is how we can calculate change in momentum. See, if x versus t graph is given, we know the slope of x versus t graph gives the velocity, and mass is given. So by using the data given, we can calculate the change in momentum. Okay. Now see our next MCQ. Okay. Now see a stationary bomb explodes in such a way, so it is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, part 3. See the momenta of the 2 perpendicular fragments. Now let us say x and y. These are the 2 perpendicular. Is 2 kg meter per second and 3 kg meter per second. What will be the momentum of the third part? Now here we have to use law of conservation of linear momentum. See, before explosion, momentum is 0. See, after explosion, momentum, see there are 3 parts. So we have taken P1, P2 and P3. See, P1 is given as 2 kg meter per second, that is in x direction, so it will be 2y. Okay, okay. So this is final momentum. Okay, there is a P1, P and P dash. By law of conservation of linear momentum, Okay, final momentum and initial momentum will be equal. Okay, so P dash is equal to P. Now see, the initial momentum is 0. Final momentum we have to write in terms of the component. See, P1 is 2 kg per meter second, that is in x direction, so what I have to write 2y. And P2 is in y direction, we have to write 3j. P3 we have to calculate. Okay, so should be equal to P, that is the initial momentum, that is 0. So what we can write, P3 is minus 2i minus 3j. Now if we want the magnitude, see, we have to solve according to the vector phenomena. Why? Because momentum is a vector quantity. So if I solve now, okay, see, the momentum of the third fragment will be root 13 kg meter per second. So this is how we can solve. Yes. Now, see the 6th MCQ, let us say 100 Newton force is applied to a 10 kg mass at rest. Okay, so what is the velocity acquired by the body at the end of 10 seconds? Okay, now see, F is 100 Newton, mass is 10 kg. Now we use the equation F is equal to ma, A is equal to F upon m. Now see, the initially the object is at rest, so initial velocity will be 0. See, what we have to calculate? Velocity at the end of 10 seconds. So we can say v is equal to, okay, acceleration is 10. Okay, time is given as 10 seconds. So the velocity acquired will be 100 meter per second. Okay, so this is how we can solve. Now see our next MCQ. Now see, let us say water is flowing through a pipe and collides with the wall. Okay, now see the constant velocity V. See the mass colliding to wall for unit time or unit length of the wall is m. Okay, so what is the force exerted on the wall? Let us say wall is there. See, from a pipe water is coming out, collide with the wall. What is the force exerted? Now see, we know the equation F is equal to dp by dt. Okay, now NP is mv. Okay, now see here, see there is a derivative, but we have to apply the rule for multiplication. Okay, rule for the multiplication. So what we can say, m constant and dv by dt, but v constant and dm by dt. Okay, see, that is chain rule. Okay, now see the velocity is constant. Okay, here the water is coming out for the constant velocity, so dv by dt is given as 0. Okay. Now see what is remaining here, m into dm by dt. Okay, but here see the mass per unit length is given, that is dm by dx. Okay, so if I want to arrange, I can write dm by dx into dx by dt. Okay, that is again the chain rule of the derivative. Okay, so what we can see dm. So see the mass colliding per unit length is given as m. Okay, and dx by dt is, you know, the velocity. Okay, so we can write, see the force exerted on the wall, okay, is mv square. Okay, this is how we can solve. See, this one is interesting. See, there is a wall and a water is coming out from the pipe which collides to the wall. See the mass per unit length, okay, colliding is given as m. Here there is a length, so that's why we have written dm by dx. See what we have to calculate, force. Now we know the equation, F is equal to dp by dt. Now P is mv. See what we have done, we have used the help of chain rule. So first function as it is derivative of the second function as it is derivative of the first. See here, given that the constant velocity, so the dv by dt will become 0. So this term will become 0. V into dm by dt. So what we have done here, see what is the data given here? We are given dm by dx. Why? There is a mass colliding per unit length. So that's why we take dm by dx into dx by dt. Now dm by dx is given as m. Okay, dx by dt is velocity. And so this will become mv square. Okay. Now see, this is about MCQ number 7. Now see the next MCQ. Okay, see 100 gram block. A is lying stationary, okay, on a slope with angle theta is 30 degree. Okay, G is given as 9.8 meter per second square. See what will be the frictional force. Now again we have discussed just now. See the weight mg, this theta will be same by the geometry of the figure. So what we can see here, mg cos theta, mg sin theta. So the frictional force, as we know, that prevents the impending motion. So we can say F is equal to mg sin theta. Mass is given as 0.1 kg. G is 9.8. See, theta is 30 degree. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. Okay. So this is how we can solve. So it will be 0.49 Newton. Okay. So this is how we can solve the MCQ. Now see our next MCQ. Suppose we are being asked to arrange coefficient of static friction, kinetic friction, and rolling friction in increasing value. Okay, of the value. Now see the coefficient of static friction is mu s, kinetic friction is mu k, and mu r. See, we have to arrange in the increasing value. Now we know the coefficient of rolling friction is least value, so we can say mu r will be less than mu k. Okay. So this will be the lowest value and this will be the largest value. Now see the next MCQ. See, a batsman hits the ball coming toward him with a momentum of 0.5 kg meter per second. He throw set back in the same direction with a momentum of 0.3 kg meter per second. See, the time of contact between the ball and the bat is 0.02 second. See, calculate the force exerted, okay, on the ball by the bat. Now see, you know the equation, F is equal to delta P by delta T. Now see, the momentum is the vector quantity. Okay, so if I consider right hand side as plus, opposite side we have to calculate minus. So delta P will be P1 minus P2. We can see. See, P1 is 0.5. Okay, P2 we have to assign 0.08. Now see, the time of contact is 0.02 second. F is equal to delta P by delta T. Okay, 8 by 10 upon 100 upon 2. Okay, we can solve it 40 Newton. Okay, now see the next MCQ. Now see here a case of two pulley. See, a block is suspended. Okay. Like this. Okay. Now see, the mass is given mg. Here m. This mass is given √2 mg. This mass is mg. Now see, what we do? Calculate the inclination with the vertical. Now this is horizontal. This is the vertical. See, what we have to calculate? Inclination with the vertical. Okay, so that system remain in equilibrium. Okay, system remain in equilibrium. Now here we have to use component of the vector. Now let us say both mass are m, so that's why I say that let me assume that the tension is T. Here also, because of the same mass, we assume the tension is same. Now see the component of vector. See, T is the tension and angle with this direction is theta. So what will be this? T cos theta. That is because of the first one. Here also it makes the same angle with the second one. So the component will be T cos theta. See, other components we can see T sin theta due to the first one and T sin theta. Now given that the system is in equilibrium, so in that case T sin theta and T sin theta will cancel out. See, they are of equal in magnitude in opposite direction. So these are the horizontal component of the forces. See, the vertical component 2T cos theta, okay, should be equal to, okay, √2 mg. Okay. Now, so if I want to simplify, okay, we have a equation 2T cos theta is √2 mg. Now see one more equation we have to get here. See, suppose I consider the force acting on this mass or this mass, both are the same. See, tension will be T. See, the downward force will be mg. So if I consider equilibrium for block 1 or block 2, T is equal to mg. Now this value I have to substitute here. So if I substitute here 2 mg cos theta is root 2 mg. Now 2 cos theta is root 2. Cos theta is root 2 upon 2, that is 1 upon root 2. Okay. Now we know cos 45 is 1 upon root 2. Theta is 45. Okay. So for system to be remain in equilibrium, angle will be 45 degree. Now, see, this is about an interesting example. See, we can have a number of examples based on this. Also, we can consider if the system is in equilibrium, we can calculate the value of T1 and T2 also. Okay, that can be easily. Again, see the question based on the graph. Now see F into T, force is in Newton, time is in second. Newton second is a unit of momentum. So if we are given a graph of F versus T, let us say our next MCQ, see the F versus T graph is given. A force is in Newton and time is given as 0.06. Okay, time is in second. See, we have to calculate change in momentum. Now we know this is here is a rectangle. What will be the area of the rectangle? Will be length into breadth. So here also, see the area enclosed by this curve. F versus T graph gives change in momentum. Okay, so we can easily recall F is equal to delta P by delta T. Okay, so here it is 20. Okay, so change in momentum is 1.2 Newton second. So this is how we can use the property that the area enclosed by F versus T graph gives the change in momentum. See, we can have a number of MCQ like this. We have taken some of that. Okay, so this was all about our lesson number 5, that is laws of motion. We discussed number of things here. We saw that first we talk about the inertia. We studied about Galileo's law of inertia. See, the object at rest will remain at rest, object in motion will continue motion. See, the Newton's first law defines the force, that is nothing but some modified version of the Galileo's law of inertia. We talked about Newton's second law of motion, that gives the magnitude of the force. See, the third law says action and reactions are equal in magnitude and in opposite direction. That says that law forces are always in pair. We talked about important physical quantity called momentum. We studied about law of conservation of linear momentum. See, it is one of the universal and fundamental law of nature. We studied about law of conservation of linear momentum and application. Okay, then we studied about equilibrium of concurrent forces. Okay, then motion of a vehicle on a level circular path. See, that was part of the dynamics of a circular motion. Then we derived the equation of a maximum safe speed on a banked circular road or banked road or a circular road with a slope. And finally we talked about free body diagram or a force body diagram. We took some of the examples based on this. So with that we come to end of this lesson, lesson number 5. See, next time we'll start a new lesson. Thank you.